everybody. So we just got done watching Live in the Counting Crows, and I gotta tell you, it was amazing. It was so good. Like, I can't even handle it. So, okay, first off, they had an opening act. What was it? Boom Forest? Is that what it was called?
Yeah. It kept sounding like they said Boob Forest, which might have been a slightly better name, I think.
Oh, rude!
Because they were a forest of boobs. A forest of two boobs.
Who doesn't love boobs? But, I liked their peppy songs, better than the droney songs. But that's just my personal preference to their music in particular.
Yeah.
Live was awesome. So they got Ed back. Ed was gone for how many years? 20 years?
Yeah, they were broken up for a long time, and there was some bitterness. So I don't remember the whole story, but there was like they fought over the band name and they broke up, and then so it was kind of interesting that they were back together, and there didn't seem to be any they seemed like they just picked straight up and went back into it.
And their new song is amazing. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
They didn't mention what it was called, but dang, was it good? I would listen to it.
Yeah, they kind of avoided that problem that you have when there's like a band and they're like, oh, we're going to play our new song. And then you're like, oh, God.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's like they're trying to change their sound to be relevant or something like that. This just sounded like a live song.
It did. It sounded like Live Take Two. If
they hadn't told us that it was new, then I may have just assumed it was on one of the albums I haven't heard before.
Right, exactly. They were amazing, in great voice. The best part, he asked us not to mention this, but I'm going to mention it. He said, how you doing, Detroit? And I'm like, we're not in Detroit. This is Cincinnati.
Didn't offend me because we're not locals.
Yeah, we're not locals. We drove like 2 hours to get here, which, whatever. So it didn't offend me in the least, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah,
the rest of the show, he tried to make up for it by saying Cincinnati like 15 times.
Yeah. It's like...
How you doing, Cince?
It's like when you say say the wrong name to someone and then you overcorrect and say their name every three... Well, it's like in those business courses they tell you, like when you meet someone, to say their name
like 3 times.
So
he said it 15, so I think he remembered after that. But I liked it when he said that and no one cheered. And he paused for a second and was like, I got this wrong. And then he goes... He's
like, I'm really wasted.
He's like, sorry guys, I'm drunk right now. And Detroit is tomorrow. So, it made me laugh. I don't care. But I thought that they did a great job. I hope no one got mad at them for just saying Detroit.
Anyone that's ever been to both of those cities knows that it's very difficult to confuse the two.
They are very different.
Cincinnati, I'm not a huge fan of Cincinnati, but it is like the Garden of Eden compared to Detroit.
It's true. It's true. No offense to anyone from Detroit.
Yeah.
But
except your city sucks.
Oh! Boo!
But you're all very nice.
You're all very nice. I'm sorry that your city isn't better for you. But I liked it. I thought they did an amazing job. Scale of 1 to 10, how did Live do?
Probably an 8. I felt like they've got a lot of really good songs because it's live.
Yeah.
But I feel like their energy was not there from the beginning. And some of the songs, maybe it was the mix, sounded a little weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But they were very energetic some of the time.
Yeah.
And they just... They made me quite happy.
I would give it a 9. I enjoyed it.
I don't say 8 is a bad thing. It's very good.
Yeah, in GameStop language, it's
true.
Neutral though.
On Net Promoter, that's neutral, but on my scale, 5 is neutral.
Yeah, because it's half. Half people. Yeah. Most people assume that 5 is half and not 8. But anyway. Because that's an accurate number, being half. But Counting Crows.
Counting Crows was amazing. And we've seen Counting Crows before,
and I'd see them
and
again.
This was way better.
And again.
This was way better than when I've seen them before.
Yeah. This is their 25th anniversary of being a band, and it was literally like getting a little glimpse into Adam Duritz's journal.
Right.
Would you agree with that?
Well, it was an introspective, so what would happen is he'd play a song, and then he'd tell a story about the song, like, and then sometimes it would stop in the middle of the song, and he would tell a story,
Right.
or he would say something somewhat poetic, and then go back into the song.
And it would always kind of, and then we mentioned this earlier, he likes to improvise in his songs. So every story that he would tell you, he would kind of include that in the improvisation of the song.
Yeah, and it made, when you do it like that, where it feels like he's just taking you through a trip through time and introspection and stuff, it's like it makes it more organic for there to be, like a little improvisation in it.
Adam Duritz is... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it just changes the dynamic of how it is, and makes it work a little bit better.
Yeah, and it makes you feel... I don't know. It's like you have a personal connection to it now because you understand it better, if that makes sense. But Adam Duritz's brain is one of the most fascinating things to me. Like, I can't even explain how much his brain fascinates me. I want to get him on our podcast, The Nerdy 30s. That's what I want so bad. I want to talk to him about his entire life and how his thought processes work, because I think they're fascinating.
Yeah.
I really do.
I thought the set that they played was really good.
Yes.
He seemed to, on some of the songs, he strayed less from the melody.
Yes, there was a lot less
songs,
variation than he usually does.
Which I prefer, but maybe some people don't prefer that. But
I liked this show better than the one that we saw last year with Matchbox 20.
Right.
They felt more like the Counting Crows. And the crowd was there for them. Whereas when we saw them in Tennessee, it felt like the crowd was more so there for Matchbox 20.
Yeah. There was a high concentration of bros.
Yeah.
At the Matchbox 20
There
concert.
really was. Whereas this was, at this concert, there was a lot of people that were, I don't know what you would call it, emotional.
Yeah.
I thought
it was interesting that, I mean, I guess it makes sense that there's a lot of overlap between Live and Counting Crows. I kind of thought that would be a little bit of a clash, but apparently there's some overlap. It's interesting because I didn't realize that they had toured with each other before.
Yeah, 2 times before. Yeah. This was their 3rd time touring with the Counting Crows. And I'm glad that Live has their original singer back.
Yeah.
Because he's very good. He's very good. And we figured out that he is Solus from Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yes, he totally looks like Solus. And we also figured out that the guy from Boom Forest
he's Blake Shelton.
Young Blake Shelton mixed with Justin Timberlake.
Yes.
And then we realized how much Justin Timberlake and Blake Shelton look alike.
Yeah, but if you had the pictures lined up, you have to have the guy from Boom Forest in between.
Yeah, so you've got
Justin Timberlake and Blake
Timberlake,
Shelton.
And then here's the Boom Forest singer.
Yeah.
And then here's Blake Shelton.
Right. You have to have that middle ground.
Yeah, if he's gone, then they're just far apart.
Yeah, and it doesn't look that much alike. But when that guy's in between there, you're like,
I started to come up with a theory that the singer from Boom Forest was actually Justin Timberlake wearing the wig.
Yeah.
And it was like a Chris Gaines sort of situation.
Yes.
That's what I thought was going on.
Which is amazing. So, I'm fine with it.
So, what do you give Counting Crows?
10. I don't even have to think about it.
Really? 10?
I loved it. I freaking loved it. I mean, I'll give it a 9.9 because they didn't play Possibility Days, and they didn't play American Girl, and they didn't play Accidentally in Love.
I think there was maybe something with the format.
Oh, and Anna Begins. I'm sorry.
The format of the venue where that's like they weren't given
enough
time. I think they were given a discrete time slot.
Probably
because they didn't encore.
Yeah. None of the bands
Live
encore.
Didn't encore. It was interesting.
I think the reason why they don't do that is because they feel like it's hokey, personally.
They did it before, didn't they?
No, Counting Crows didn't do it before. Matchbox 20 did.
Maybe that's right.
Counting Crows did not.
They're like too cool for encores.
They're too cool, man.
They don't like the subterfuge of leaving and coming back, even though everyone knows you're coming back, and they only half-heartedly cheer for you to come back because they know you're just going to come back anyway.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't have to put on airs, and they were just out there, and they're like, okay, this is our last song. See you later, guys.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, Adam Duritz's glasses were driving him nutballs.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I could not handle it. Every 5 minutes he was taking his glasses off and he was wiping them on his shirt. And
Yeah, and he just keeps singing while he's doing it. He was like at a piano, and he was like, "Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna take my glasses off for a second. I can't see. There's a bug in here and it's flying around."
All right, so I'd give that show a 9.
You give it a 9? Give it a freaking 10! It's okay, you can give it a 9.
I'd have to go back. I didn't give Smashing Pumpkins a 10, I don't think.
No, you didn't. You gave it a 9.
And that, I feel like, was closer to a 10 than this was.
Really?
But it's only because of the format of the show. It wasn't a 3-hour show.
That's true.
And it wasn't like...
That's true.
But it was...
So are you saying that you retract your 9 from Smashy Peas, and then you're going to put it at a 10?
I thought I gave it like a 9.5.
No, you gave it a 9.
If I gave it a 9, I mean to give it a 9.5 or a 9.75. I need to retool these or something, but...
I gotta say...
But it was very good, but it was not perfect. But it was the best I've ever seen Counting Crows.
Yes.
And they were good. Very good.
Every little drop of emotion Adam Duritz put into everything he sang. And I loved it. I'd see it 3 more times. They're coming to Louisville, which is close to us as well, September 23rd, which I would go to. So maybe we will.
It'd be interesting to see if 2 shows on the same tour were similar.
To see if they're different,
Yeah,
like how they do it.
How different it was.
If he improv, if
Or
his
if the set list is
improvisation, if his improvisation is actually improvisation, or if it's
controlled
improvisation. Improv. Going out your window, baby.
Yep, going out your window.
That was the first one we saw of him. Today he said it was something about a train. The whistle blows and then it fades or something like that.
Anyway,
he was good.
Great show. Enjoyed it.
I gave it 2 thumbs up.
If you have a chance, if you see this and you have a chance to see them on this tour, it's definitely worth.
It's worth it.
Well, I don't know how much other places are charging, but it's worth it if the price is right.
Right.
Definitely go see them.
I would go see it even if it's more. I loved this show
because it's not like going to see like old has-beens. These people still know what they're doing.
Yeah, these people were amazing. They're amazing, and I wish they were still relevant with mainstream media because they're good.
All right.
I love them. I've always loved them, and I always will.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.